Let's get it right. 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 You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dealatofficial. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me. Subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode and sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat. Get you something to drink. Get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title, fam. Let's get into this here.
Named Jeffrey while on the phone and made references to Redacted noted Trump continuously stated the name Jeffrey while on the phone and made references to, quote, abusing some girl, unquote. Redacted immediately, Redacted demeanor went, quote, stone cold, unquote, as Redacted stated, quote, he raped me. Redacted said, what? As Redacted replied, Donald J. Trump had raped her along with Jeffrey Epstein, unquote.
You can help build the only independent news outlet always on the ground with the people for as low as 16 cents a day.
Corporate media, they've been lying to us for years, and you go straight to the people.
Flint, Michigan.
Brooklyn, New York.
Government, send me one more you to the residents of Chicago.
We need as many independent voices as possible, and that's why what you guys do is so important.
Covering what the corporate media covers up.
I'm JT Siskowski for Status Coup. Before we dive into some of these very shocking allegations, I want to stress something. None of this proves that the president slept with underage girls. All they are is allegations, some of which have some questionable timing surrounding them, but we'll get into that. Let's start with the first document I want to highlight is one that is allegedly a letter that Jeffrey Epstein sent to Larry Nassar. Larry Nassar being the longtime doctor for the U.S. gymnastics team, who was also a serial child predator. This is that letter. You can see it here. This was called out by Kyle Griffin, who is a producer over at MS Now. This letter, which was allegedly sent, or at least purports to be sent from Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Nassar, says, Dear LN, as you know by now, I have taken the short road, quote unquote, home. That's a reference to Epstein's suicide. Good luck, exclamation point. We shared one thing, ... Our love and caring for young ladies out of the hope they'd reach their full potential. Our president also shares our love of young, nubile girls. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to, quote unquote, grab snatch, whereas we ended up snatching grub in the mess halls of the system. Life is unfair. Yours, J. Epstein. So that is apparently, if this is indeed a letter that Jeffrey Epstein wrote to Larry Nassar, and there is nothing that goes along with this document to say that the FBI concluded or the DOJ concluded, yes, it is, or no, it isn't. But this is a letter that is purporting to be sent from Jeffrey Epstein accusing the president of engaging in some of the exact same behavior that Jeffrey Epstein was convicted and accused of doing. It's a lot to digest. It's also rather disturbing to think about, and I apologize for some of the language that is used in that letter, but I wanted to give it to you whole cloth, exactly as it's presented in these documents. This one is the most shocking to me personally out of all of the revelations that we have seen so far come out of these 30,000 pages, that a convicted sex offender is alleging, and former friend of the president is alleging that the president, Donald Trump, engaged in some of the same activity. But this is not the only allegation that's made in these documents. Let's get into this next one here. This is a report taken by the FBI. I want to start by noting the date here in the upper right-hand corner. This is taken on October 27th, 2020, which is just a few days before the presidential election of 2020, where Joe Biden defeated Donald Trump. So the timing of this allegation is directly before that election. It's not to say that this is not true, but just keep in mind, this is an unsubstantiated allegation. This is a 3-page document. I'll skip some of it only to note that there is it seems to be a man. There's a lot of redactions here, so trying to keep straight exactly who's talking is a little difficult, but it seems like a man is talking to a woman who had some close associations to, it seems like, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. Specifically, this man is apparently a limo driver. So Redacted asked Redacted about his time driving a limousine for 2 years in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. During Redacted time as a driver, he met Donald Trump. Redacted noted he picked the president up in 1995 and took him to the DFW airport. Redacted reported some of the things President Trump had spoken about during the ride while on his cell phone were very concerning. Redacted reported he was a few seconds from pulling the limousine over on the median and within a few seconds of pulling him out of the car and hurting him due to some of the things he was saying, as caller chose not to. Redacted noted Trump continuously stated the name Jeffrey while on the phone and made references to, quote, abusing some girl, unquote. Redacted was unsure who he was talking to nor who he was referencing. As Redacted talked about his time meeting Donald Trump, Redacted, this is one of the girls referenced earlier in this document who he's talking to, Redacted immediately, or Redacted demeanor went, quote, stone cold, unquote, as Redacted stated, quote, he raped me. Redacted said, what? As Redacted replied, Donald J. Trump had raped her along with Jeffrey Epstein, unquote. Redacted noted some girl with a funny name, quote, took me into a fancy hotel or building. That's how it happened, unquote. And this letter goes on to note that, Redacted advised Redacted to call the police regarding the incident, but that the girl said, quote, I can't, they will kill me, unquote. And on Christmas Day, Redacted contacted another person, or contacted that person again, and she stated that she had in fact called the police about what they had talked about. Redacted told Redacted she had done good, but Redacted did not hear from her until several days later when Redacted reached out to Redacted stating Redacted was dead and noted she was found with her quote unquote head blown off in Kiefer, Oklahoma. Officers on the scene and Redacted stated there was no way this was a suicide, but the coroner ruled it was a suicide. So this is again something that I want to point out. So the allegations made in these documents, not necessarily true. I cannot stress that enough. The timing is a little suspicious and it would bear further investigation. We would hope that more of these documents might shed some light, or the FBI might say something about what work it did to run down some of these leads to try and vest the public with a little bit more confidence in the safety of, or in the sanctity of these investigations. I want to call out one more document here. This one is called out by Sarah Longwell from The Bulwark. It's another report given to the FBI in October of 2020, so that same time period. This one's from a few weeks earlier. This is relating a group of people who met and went to a party that was allegedly hosted hosted by Ghislaine Maxwell. Villanueva, this is one of the people who went into this party, took Redacted inside. Villanueva told Redacted to stay close and not go into any of the rooms. Villanueva took Redacted to meet a man, and when Villanueva and Redacted approached him, he asked Villanueva if Redacted was cool. Redacted stated she was cool. Villanueva said, no, he means cool to have sex. Then the man said, no, he meant cocaine. Villanueva took Redacted back inside, and someone told the party that Donald Trump had invited them all to a party at Mar-a-Lago. Redacted told Villanueva she wanted to go, but Villanueva told Redacted it wasn't that kind of party. It was for prostitutes. So there you have an allegation that President Donald Trump is essentially running a prostitution ring out of Mar-a-Lago, or at least facilitating that kind of work. Again, this is just a report. This is not necessarily, verified fact. But again, this information coming out helps shed light on the shadowy world of the elites who are seemingly running and doing some pretty disgusting things if these allegations are to be believed. You have the Department of Justice, though, acting as President Donald Trump's personal lawyers here and not really maintaining that separation that is usually the norm in U.S. conduct of our justice system, because the Department of Justice released this statement. The Department of Justice has officially released nearly 30,000 pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. Some of these documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims made against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, so I want to stop. I want to pause right there to note it's calling out some claims that were made right before the 2020 election. That would include those 2 FBI reports that I read to you that they are claiming are untrue. But it's a little odd that the U.S. Justice Department feels the need to step in and do PR flack for the president here. And what I will note is that would not necessarily include that letter supposedly sent from Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Nassar. Let's return to this statement here. To be clear, the claims are unfounded and false, and if they had a shred of credibility, they certainly would have been weaponized against President Trump already. Yeah, again, just immediately going to playing politics here. Nevertheless, out of our commitment to the law and transparency, the Department of Justice is releasing these documents with the legally required protections for Epstein's victims.
She better shut his mouth in her right now, talking that mess and acting like we care about it. Boy, it's a real holiday going on right now. You already know what it is, man. You're here with your boy Dilla T and my fam. And this is No Filters. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, become a member today. Subscribe. It's free. It's not a problem. You woke up today, hit the like button. Your kids here, hit the like button. People like you, hit the like button. What's wrong? Huh? Just hit the like button. It's okay. It's not a problem. You see the donations in the Cash App. You see the Cash App. You see the Cash App. Fam, ain't nothing but a love, but let's never get it twisted. Bam! Let's get right. You see the No Filters on the Straight hoodie. Always sponsored by Nene Love Savvy TV, getting it done. You feel me, fam? Don't forget, my dog is always $5 raffle, $2 for the t-shirt. You can always pull up and put it in and lock it in on the Cash App, letting me know which way we going. Because again, you know it's your boy Dilla T, and here at No Filters. Always hit that like button and double tap that screen. Let me tell you something right now. Trump and them through. And if they not through, then that means we through. Because we're going to keep going through this deeper, and more, even worse. You understand what I'm saying? There's no reason why at this point that man should not be impeached or something of that nature. And I hate to say it in the manner of saying, but it's sad that yet they sit back and let it happen as if there's nothing that's going on, as if we don't see this. But yet that man's name is all up and through these files. That man got a picture with everybody on the island. There's no way he knows nothing. And you got women talking about that man that felt on him, and that man that groped women in front of us. When he was over there with that American Idol guy, Ryan Seacrest or something, and they was by the bus, and he was groping women in. And he did it in front of everybody. Played it off, laughed it off like it ain't nothing. But yet, they got that man in office, and yet he's still there. So I'm telling you right now, everybody on here better go nuts. If ain't nothing happening to Trump in the midst of letting that man sit here and allow him to talk about, this lady talking about, listen, man, this is the Epstein Files. And before they even released the files, they was talking about how they was telling people don't even believe what they about to hear. So you know it's janky. Because ain't no way they going to tell you don't believe something that you heard. Shout out Uncommon Woman in the building. Talking about like, don't believe it before you read it because they couldn't do nothing about it. So you got to understand something. You need to understand, man. It's over 1 million pages in the files, fam. Did you know that? Yeah. It's over, yeah. So because of that, That man said yesterday, the DOJ, he said yesterday, they've been looking over these files for years. And then when Trump got office, they really got serious about the Trump part of the files. So they've had time to redact so much, and they still ain't redacted enough. So that should tell you right now, put your ears on right now, hit that like button. That should tell you right now, if they redacted files over years and over the timing of Trump being in office, and they still have files to expose that are non-redacted, that's telling me Trump been all over this, period. It don't matter how many they redact. See, that's when you know you can't lie. Because Trump can't even lie no more, fam. They done tried to redact so many files for Trump that his name is on so much from the beginning to the end that they can't even redact all the files. They can't even cover it up because it's just too many damn files with that man's name on it, pictures, and who knows what else. So this is further bringing my point to a head. It's about he threw. And even if you think he not, he threw. Because at the end of the day, all that is in those files, he will not be able to cover up. It's too many files. Hit that like button, subscribe right now for too many files.
I want to call out something here. The Department of Justice is calling out the fact, and I have as well, has called out the fact that some of these allegations were made in the run-up to the 2020 election, meaning that the timing is suspicious. I want to call out that the timing of this release is suspicious. The law that was passed by Congress mandating that these documents be released, mandated that they be released several days ago. So the fact that the Department of Justice is still now releasing them now is already in violation of that law. But I want to point out the timing. This is the day before Christmas Eve. If you've ever worked in media, you're familiar with the idea of the Friday news dump. And if you're not familiar, the Friday news dump is the idea that no one watches the Friday night news or reads the Saturday morning paper. No one's consuming news on Friday night or Saturday because they're out, having fun with friends, etc. So you release all of your most damaging stories to the media on Friday evenings. That is the Friday night news dump. This is a very similar situation where right before a holiday, before an extended holiday, for a lot of people, their time off or their time away from the news will be extending from perhaps already today or yesterday even, or maybe even this past weekend, all the way through the...
We appreciate his contribution. We moving on.
Donald Trump's dark past would surface. We told you he could run, but he could not hide. Now, new Epstein documents are surfacing on Monday night. They're very, very, very concerning. I want to share them with you, and I want to share with you the sequence of what went down yesterday. So earlier in the day, Democratic Congressmember Ro Khanna stated that he had heard that the DOJ would be producing another batch of Epstein files in the afternoon. People waited for the afternoon, and those files were not produced. So we at the Midas Touch Network entered a search term to look for data set 8 using the prior search formats and constructs, even though it wasn't on the DOJ website. And sure enough, it actually opened up a website for data set 8, even though it was not posted on the DOJ website. So at the Midas Touch Network, we quickly downloaded everything on data set 8. It was tens of thousands of documents, still nowhere near the complete file that constitutes the Epstein files, but there were tens of thousands of records. We downloaded them and we started going through them document by document. Some of these documents raise a lot of serious questions. And the fact that it was not posted on the DOJ website also raised some red flags. Then later in the evening on Monday night, the DOJ posted Set 8. Now, some of these documents that we uncovered that I say raise these concerns, these red flags, were moved. Still there, but the document numbers were shifted. And so you had to go and re-examine them to determine where they were. So it also raises some serious questions. Why were they manipulating and changing the document numbers on these pages within a matter of hours? And what else might they be covering up? So here's one of the messages that we uncovered. Let me read it to you. In dataset 8 of the Epstein Files release, which was briefly posted on the Justice Department's website yesterday, there is a letter alleging to be sent from Jeffrey Epstein to convicted sex offender Larry Nassar. Remember Larry Nassar? You know who that was? The American convicted serial sex offender, former family medicine physician. He was the team doctor of the United States Women's National Gymnastics team and a physician at Michigan State University, where he sexually assaulted hundreds, potentially thousands of young girls. So in the Epstein Files, in dataset 8, which was briefly posted and then posted later in the night with different Bates numbers, document numbers, there's this letter, which was postmarked just days after Epstein died. Here's how it reads. Dear LN, Larry Nassar, Dear LN, as you know by now, I have taken the short route home. Good luck. We shared one thing, our love and caring for young ladies at the hope they reach their full potential. Our president shares our love of young, nubile girls. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to, quote, grab snatch, whereas we ended up snatching grub in the mess halls of the system. Life is unfair. Yours, J. Epstein. Now, this letter, you analyze it, was returned to sender. Reporting indicates that Epstein sent a letter to Nassar from prison before his alleged suicide. The contents of that letter was never revealed. Additional documents show that the letter was submitted for handwriting analysis within the FBI, though it's unclear if investigators ever reached a conclusion on whether or not this letter was definitively written by Jeffrey Epstein. So these images had the document numbers, or we call them Bates numbers, EFTA 36086, 36085, and then there were the various forensic analysis documents, 36076, 36077, and 36078, where it was actually sent out to a lab for a handwriting analysis to see if it was Epstein's, and we never got back those results, or we don't know where those results are as of now. Now, in addition to that, there was another document that we uncovered that I want to share with you, which raises a lot of red flags. Here it is right here. You'll see the document number EFT 29798. Subject, Epstein flight records, dated January 8th, 2020. Let me read it to you. And by the way, this is a letter sent by Assistant United States Attorneys. So these are federal prosecutors from the Southern District of New York. They were the ones who would have been prosecuting Epstein before he died by alleged suicide. And they were the ones who successfully prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell. Maureen Comey was the successful prosecutor who Donald Trump fired a few months ago. But here's one of the internal emails relating to Epstein flight records from those Southern District of New York prosecutors. Let me read it. For your situational awareness, wanted to let you know that the flight records we received yesterday reflect that Donald Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet many more times than previously has been reported or that we were aware of, including during the period we would expect to charge in a Maxwell case. In particular, he is listed as a passenger on at least 8 flights between 1993 and 1996, including at least 4 flights on which Maxwell was also present. He is listed as having traveled with, among others, and at various times, Marla Maples, his daughter Tiffany, and his son Eric. On one flight in 1993, he and Epstein are the only 2 listed passengers. On another, the only 3 passengers are Epstein, Trump, and then 20-year-old, and this is redacted. Often these redactions are associated with victims. On 2 other flights, 2 of the passengers, respectively, were women who would be possible witnesses in a Maxwell case. We've just finished reviewing the full records, more than 100 pages of very small script, and didn't want any of this to be a surprise down the road. And this is signed by an assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. In other words, a federal prosecutor sent this email, and you'll see it has document number 29798. Now, that first letter that purports to be from Epstein to Larry Nassar, that was sent here. Pull it up right here. Look at the date, August 13th of 2019. And that was postmarked a few days actually after Epstein died. But we've heard about the potential existence of a letter like that before, and this idea that Epstein may have sent a letter and it may have been rejected and sent back after he died. Now, the Associated Press actually did public records requests back in 2023 to the Bureau of Prison. They found emails that reference that letter, but they never were able to uncover the actual letter, just emails back and forth that reference the Epstein-Nassar letter. So this was an article from June 2nd, 2023. Prison documents reveal Jeffrey Epstein tried to reach out to Larry Nassar, gymnastics coach convicted of sexual abuse. While he was in prison, disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein sent a letter to Larry Nassar, the former Olympic doctor who sexually abused girls for decades, new documents reveal. The Associated Press first reported the discovery, which was found in the midst of over 4,000 pages of documents the news agency obtained nearly 4 years after Epstein, who was accused of child sex trafficking, died of an apparent suicide in New York City jail while awaiting trial. The new documents offer additional insight into what documents previously released by the Federal Bureau of Prisons, BOP, in 2021 revealed about Epstein's suicide. The documents were acquired from the Bureau of Prisons under the Freedom of Information Act and shed light on Epstein's death and his behavior during his 36 days at the Metropolitan Correction Center, MCC, including his attempt to connect with Nassar, according to the AP. An investigator discovered Epstein's letter to Nassar in the jail mailroom weeks after Epstein was found dead, according to the documents. The letter was not part of the documents obtained by either the AP or CNN, but the documents reference that the letter was returned to the jail in September 2019, weeks after Epstein's death. Quote, it appeared he mailed
a newly surfaced letter attributed to Jeffrey Epstein is detonating like a bomb across the Epstein files for one very simple reason, which is that it explicitly and specifically drags the current president of the United States, Donald Trump, right into the middle of this scandal. It is Epstein's own words written just days before his death about sexual interest in young women. The handwritten letter is addressed, this is just wild, to Larry Nassar. Now, if that name rings a bell, Larry Nassar is the former USA gymnastics doctor who was convicted of sexually abusing hundreds of girls. This letter was released this week as part of this massive dump of Epstein files. It's labeled Data Set 8, and it claims that our president, then Trump, shares our love of young, nubile girls. This is vomitous, disgusting stuff. Here is what the letter says in full, and we are putting the letter up on the screen. They're written by Jeffrey Epstein. Dear LN, LN meaning Larry Nassar, as you know by now, I have taken the short route home. Good luck. We shared one thing, our love and caring for young ladies at the hope they'd reach their full potential. Our president, at the time this was written, that was Trump. Our president shares our love of young nubile girls. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to grab snatch, whereas we ended up snatching grub in the mess halls of the system. Life is unfair, yours, J. Epstein. Now, of course, the letter does not name Trump by name, but the context matters because Epstein wrote this in August of 2019. Trump was president in August of 2019. Epstein and Trump, of course, by then had this long, well-documented social relationship that stretched back years. And the phrasing, our president, is not exactly ambiguous. Now, what makes this particularly explosive is that the existence of this letter had been reported on. We just didn't know the contents of the letter. You go back to June of 2023, CNN reported that prison documents showed Epstein had attempted to contact Larry Nassar shortly before Epstein's death. And that reporting referenced a letter. The contents weren't made public at the time. Now, at the time, there was no way to evaluate, well, what did Epstein actually write? Is it significant? Who does it reference? The CNN article at the time was titled "Prison Documents Reveal Jeffrey Epstein Tried to Reach Out to Larry Nassar, Gymnastics Coach Convicted of Sexual Abuse." Now we know exactly what was in it. And that means that the story and the letter corroborate each other. The letter corroborates that the story was true. The story is a reminder that this is a letter we already believed the existence of, and now we have the details. Now, the Department of Justice claims that it's committed to transparency. But once again, the rollout of all of this tells a very different story. Because on the one hand, the Trump administration released thousands of Epstein-related pages after Trump signed this law mandating full disclosure. But even then, it was a partial release, as we talked about yesterday. It was a heavily redacted release. It was a chaotic release. Documents appeared and then disappeared and then reappeared. Different file numbers, different explanations from Pam Bondi or Deputy AG Todd Blanche. At one point, this letter that I just showed you disappeared from the online archive of the Department of Justice, and then it was reposted under a different identifier. No explanation. Why did that happen? We have no idea. Now, we're going to get into the DOJ's panicked attempts to cover up the shrapnel exploding from the Epstein bomb, but the DOJ has taken an extraordinarily bizarre measure, which is to preemptively discredit the contents, issuing this vague warning that in the interest of transparency, we released all of this stuff, but a lot of it is untrue, some of it is uncertifiable. You've got to be careful about what you believe. It's really another version of Donald Trump's first term claim that,
But you see, the reason why I'm going through these, hit that like button, double tap that screen. The reason why I'm going through these like this, because I want you to see how many people constantly is talking about it and the way they talking about it. Like Lori said, it's unbelievable, right? But it's the fact that everybody has a different outlook in the files, and the files are actually hitting people differently. So I'm trying to give you an understanding of saying, hey, these people see things the way we see it, but at the same time, you're looking for a change, or you're looking for, hey, somebody knows something. But it literally takes this level of pressure to bust pipes. You understand what I'm saying? Because even though they put it out there to us, it still allows us to apply pressure for it to bust pipes. Because think about it. The moment you put it out there, every creator is creating on it. That is exactly what we're doing. We hear it, we see it, we create. But in the same sense, it almost make you look forward to the lawsuits. Because the biggest thing that we will get out of these Epstein files is reading the lawsuits. Because the names that are in the lawsuits, the accusations that are in the lawsuits, some similar to Diddy. Because we was hearing about Diddy's situation. We seen how they bogarted his house. But when we heard the lawsuit and the accusations in the lawsuit, fam, that's what got our attention. That's what kept our attention. That's what said, hey, yeah, that man ain't who he is. You understand? So when we're looking at this situation, we are looking at the fact that, again, now we have to look forward to the lawsuits. We got to get out of the files, because the files are just going to be more and more and more trash, disgusting things shown, redacted faces and names that we all know. But when the lawsuits come, that's when we're going to be able to be outside the courtroom. That's when we're going to be able to speak our minds, excuse me. That, and in that moment is when we're going to be able to challenge. Because even at the end of the day, when we're talking about the president of the United States and everything he's done and the manner he's done it in, there are people behind him that's allowing him to be in position. So we need to go after those people, the people that are allowing him to be able to act in his manner and still be the president. Because those that run it, or that's over the president that he has to answer to, those are the people that are connected. Those are the people that are not doing their job. Those are the people that's not pressing. Those are the people that's not getting law and order. So instead of looking at the people, the faces, the costumes, the mask that they constantly put out there for us to hip and go crazy about, we have to look at who is in charge over them. We have to look at who's accountable over them. You understand what I'm saying? Because in those moments is when we can say, okay, this the person, now we all focus on that person. Or this is the people, now we all focus on those people. Because right now, they just giving us a big play and a bunch of actors. And we over here getting mad at actors, and actors do nothing but act. They play their role. You can't be mad for no actor playing his role in a movie that's ongoing, in a series that's ongoing. It's so many episodes to the Epstein Files that at this point, fam, it'll make you really look into the deep parts of it and understand, hey, lawsuits are what matters, not the Epstein Files. The files that show you people like Chris Tucker that's in there, but yet Chris Tucker still gonna do Rush Hour 4. So what we talking about? Where's the real problem? Because at the end of the day, he black and he's in the Epstein Files and he's still gonna be straight. So again, that's the thing I'm talking about. The lawsuits. Who are in the lawsuits? Who can discipline Trump? Who is not doing their job? Those are the people, those are the questions, those are the attacks that we need to be attacking. Because at the end of the day, if we don't inform, understand, and be aware, what are we doing here? Hit that like button, double tap that screen, become a member right now, and subscribe. It's for free. Why? Because we cooking.
Dark. We just got more Epstein files. These ones are dark and President Trump is in them, so viewer discretion is advised. There's death and sexual assault coming up, so keep that in mind. This is straight from the Department of Justice, and this is what they said. We released nearly 30,000 more pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. Some of these documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims made against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, the claims are unfounded and false, and if they had a shred of credibility, they certainly would have been weaponized against President Trump already. Nevertheless, out of our commitment to the law and transparency, the DOJ is releasing these documents with the legally required protections for the Epstein victims. This is by far the most controversial document, and we're going to get right into it. It's about a limousine driver talking about his experience with Donald Trump as a...
Let's rewind that just so you can get an understanding, and full-fledged understanding. Trump's campaign has released a statement before the files, the extra files were released. What I tell you earlier, Trump is in so many files that all of the redacting that they have done up until this point, and we don't even know when they began. Think about it. When did they begin redacting? They might have started redacting a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So if they started redacting a year ago, just like the DOJ dude said yesterday, Yeah, the assistant DOJ, Department of Justice. Yeah. He said, we've been looking at these redacted files for years. See, you see how they tell on themselves and don't even know they telling on themselves? That's when you know the lying is intact. That's when you know they lying so bad that they're covering up a lie, trying to cover up a lie of a lie. And then forgot that your first lie is going to reveal your entire scheme and lie. This is where he lied at right here. He said, we've been looking at the files for years. If people want to talk to us, they want to talk to us and we'll interview them, but we've been looking at it for years. Okay, cool. So if you've been looking at it for years, okay. So that means all the redacting you all have been doing is even still not enough. Because you all have done redacted files for years and still right now you have to release more files. By the law, you got to release more files. And now you're in a position that you literally have to make a statement for Trump. Because why? Trump is he is in every file, every piece of paper, allegedly. Why? Because all the redacting they did is still not enough. So if y'all been redacting from a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it's still not enough. Because y'all still finna release some files that are unredacted that still got that man, the president of the United States name in those files. So I'm telling you, that man been all over this thing, all over the island, been doing this thing a long time. For them to do 2 years of redacting and they still have to release files that hasn't even been redacted, looked over, reviewed, nothing. So that lets you further know how much more can Trump lie and say he don't know nothing, ain't been around. And really, he ain't lied. He said, I was with the guy and I found out he was off the chain, so I left him and I got rid of him. Okay. So if you got rid of him and stopped dealing with him, that means you had a lot of dealings with him for a long time. And by the way, Jeffrey Epstein just didn't start liking youngins out of nowhere. That man been doing this years. So it ain't like it just started. So it's never like Trump don't know. The point I'm making is, you forgot your lie, DOJ. Because you said y'all been knowing these files for a long time. So if y'all been doing this for a long time, how is it that the redacted files are still not being redacted and those that have been redacted are only a 25% of files? Because now there's nothing to protect. Whoever was over there, whoever seen what they seen and didn't say nothing, they all guilty, and guilty by association. That's it. It ain't nothing that go beyond it. It ain't nothing that matter. Hit that like button, subscribe right now. Listen right now to this statement that the government is making for Trump because they couldn't redact all of Trump files that got to do with Epstein. Sicko.
We just got more Epstein files. These ones are dark and President Trump is in them, so viewer discretion is advised. There's death and sexual assault coming up, so keep that in mind. This is straight from the Department of Justice, and this is what they said. We released nearly 30,000 more pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. Some of these documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims made against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, the claims are unfounded and false, and if they had a shred of credibility, they certainly would have been weaponized against President Trump already. Nevertheless, out of our commitment to the law and transparency, the DOJ is releasing these documents with the legally required protections for the Epstein victims. This is by far the most controversial document, and we're going to get right into it. It's about a limousine driver talking about his experience with Donald Trump as a driver. He overheard him saying some nasty things. It involves the victim and Jeffrey Epstein. Obviously, here there's a lot of redactions. I'm going to do my best to read it. If you follow along, you should get it pretty easily, but let's get into it. Blank asked Blank about his time driving a limousine for 2 years in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. During Blank's time as a driver, he met Donald Trump. He noted he picked up the president in 1995 and took him to the DFW airport. He He reported some of the things President Trump had spoken about during the ride while on his cell phone, and they were very concerning. Blank reported he was a few seconds away from pulling the limousine over, and within a few seconds of pulling him out the car and hurting him due to some of the things he was saying. As caller chose not to, Blank noted Trump continuously stated the name Jeffrey while on the phone and made references to abusing some girl. Blank was unsure who he was talking to nor who he was referencing. As Blank talked about his time meeting Donald Trump, immediately demeanor went stone cold as Blank stated, "He raped me." Blank said, "What?" As Blank replied, Donald J. Trump had raped her along with Jeffrey Epstein. Blank noted some girl with a funny name took me into a fancy hotel or building. That's how it happened. Advised to call the police regarding the incident, as Blank stated, "I can't, they will kill me." On Christmas Day, stated she had in fact called the police about what they had talked about. Blank told Blank she had done good, did not hear from Blank or Blank, I'm sorry, it's too much redactions. Reached out to Blank stating Blank was dead, noted she was found with her head blown off. Officers on the same scene stated there was no way it was a suicide. Coroner stated it was a suicide. Blank later stated Blank committed suicide because had gotten cocaine from a Mexican drug cartel. Feels the murder is a cover for Ghislaine. Holy cow. So long story short, there's an allegation that Trump and Epstein raped a girl. She was gonna go report it. She was found with her head blown off. And the funny name, I guess, is Ghislaine took her into a fancy hotel and she tried to report it and tried to speak out and her head was blown off. People are saying it was a suicide. The cops said that there was no way it's a suicide. This looks like a cover-up for Ghislaine. This is a very wild allegation. I know a lot of you watching probably voted for Trump. And hey, this is transparency. When there's allegations against anyone, whether they're real or fake, you got to acknowledge them. And who knows, politics is very dirty. The Department of Justice already shut this down, obviously, because Trump is president. So that was almost a given. But there's not really much to say about this because it's an allegation. It's a really wild one. So I don't want to make any comments. I don't know what I can say here or not, but you can comment down below what you guys think. Okay, the next really crazy allegation is Mark Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, giving a tip to the FBI. So just looking at this document, this looks like just Mark Epstein, his date of birth, his number, all redacted, all that stuff, submitted an online tip to the FBI regarding allegations of the murder of Jeffrey Epstein. So he's like, this is who killed my brother. Transaction numbers, stuff, all that. So here on the bottom it says, Jeffrey Epstein was murdered in his jail cell. I have a reason to believe he was killed because he was about to name names. I believe President Trump authorized the murder. Whoa, well this is kind of crazy. So Mark Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, says that, well, his brother died in his jail cell and he thinks someone killed him because he was about to name some names because he probably wanted to get out. In my opinion.
And that's Jeffrey Epstein's brother. Let me tell you something, Ruth. Happy holiday, Mom. You know what it is. I truly appreciate y'all pulling up, pulling in. You know what it is. It's all good. Pulling in, hitting that like button, tapping that screen, making sure we subscribe. I'm telling you. Right now, this gonna go crazy. Real quick, just so y'all know. Be looking forward to the new year. Because we got a lot coming. We got a lot going on. Love you too, Ruth. You know what it is. But we got a lot going on. Let me tell you something right now, fam. In January, you, a member, a subscriber, a person that hit that like button every time you come up in here is going to be able to join me live, me and you together, back and forth to fame on a Friday. That's how it's coming. It's a call in. And really, it ain't even a call in. It's a feature. Coming straight like that. And again, first of all, you must hit that like button, double tap that screen, subscribe, and be a member just to even get the call. You understand? You got to be a member fan to get that call. Because what's going to happen is we're going to start it off. And that Friday, we're going to start it off. You're going to know the topic. You're going to know what's coming. And you know 9 p.m. Be ready to tap in and go live with your boy Dilla T and my fam here at No Filters. You understand? That's how we coming. That's how we doing. I got the names. I know who fam is. And your loyalty has paid off in this love. So again, starting January, them Fridays, or that first Friday, that last Friday, that January, one person gonna be able to go live with your boy, Dilla T. You feel me? And it's really live like that. You will know the topic. You gonna know what it is. So understand, coming in 9 p.m. with your boy Dilla T and my fam, be ready to get you something to drink, something to eat, and something to smoke if that's what you do. You understand? It's like that. January, I want to know who's going to be my first collab coming in. I need to know, are you hitting that like button, or have you tapped in, or have you subscribed, and are you a member? You understand? Let's make sure like that. Because like I say, when you come in with your boy, you might want to come in with that no filters. Because you're going to know the topic, and you're going to have that opinion, and we're going to do it like that. Understand what we're doing. Understand how we're coming. Definitely it's 2-hour show. It's real life. So I suggest for whoever you are at your time on your side of the earth, make sure that you prepared for that 9 p.m. with your boy Dilla T and my fam here at No Filters. Let's make sure we solid on it. I got names down. Who gonna be the first to collab in January with your boy Dilla T? You hear me? Because we coming real. It's coming raw. And I want to know what you think. Be ready, because everybody in the house gonna have something to say to you. Be able to handle it. But at the end of the day, we keeping it real. We keeping it raw. And we making sure we solid. So again, starting off in January, I believe that first week we might be doing every Friday in a month, or I believe the start is the last Friday of that month. Regardless, we got names down, and we want to make sure. Are you ready for this? You ready to debate with your boy Dilla T? You ready to go head to head with your boy Dilla T? Let me know if you're ready, because I know if you're ready, you can handle it when we tap in. You're coming in live. So understand what we doing, how we coming, be ready. Let me write down, because I've been writing down, folks, as I know family all in locked in. Let me see, is Lori ready to go live with your boy Dilla T? I need to know, is Lori ready to go live with your boy Dilla T? Is Lori ready to go live with your boy Dilla T? Ready? Lori says she ready. Is Ruth ready to go live with your boy Dilla T? I need to know, is you ready? Are you built for it tough to go live with your boy Dilla T? Is Ruth ready? I like how she said it. OG77 Infinity said, not head to head, just keeping it 100. I need to know, as you know, no, this the list, Ruth. This the list, Ruth. What you talking about? What? This the list, Ruth. Me, Sherry Ann. Okay, Sherry Ann. Let's put it down here. Let me make sure I got you written down on fam. Chris, is you ready, Chris? To keep it real and go live with your boy Dilla T. You hear me? Knowing how we coming. Ruth crazy. I'm over I need to know, is you ready to keep it 100 and go live with your boy Dilla T? Let's make it real. Let's make it raw. Let's keep it 100 and be ready to tackle what we're doing. Because at the end of the day, we bring light to darkness. We here to inform, understand, and be aware that if it walk like a, talk like a, you better understand what it's doing. Eugene in the building want to know if G's ready to go live with your boy when it's time. This is real. This is raw. This is how we coming. I want to make sure y'all know, don't forget the Cash App, the Super Chat. It's all love. Let's make sure we understand when it's time to do it. Let's make sure we're ready to do it. I got you down, Sherry Ann, and make sure we know that's what we're doing. Be ready in January. Your number will get called for you to join your boy live right here with your boy Dilla T and my fam. Here is No Filters. Let's go.
I don't know. That's a little crazy, but he said that President Trump is the one who authorized the murder. There's not much to say about this kind of stuff, to be honest with you, because you don't know if it's real or fake, especially with all the stuff the Department of Justice has been giving us. If you watched my last video, it's really hard to believe any of the stuff that's coming out. All right, we're going to get off the Trump train. We're going to go to some other allegations with some victims talking about Prince Andrew here and Ghislaine Maxwell. I'll just say before we continue on, I don't really think Trump did any of that stuff, to be honest with you. Just doesn't seem like that kind of guy, in my opinion. I also don't think Epstein killed himself. Those are my opinions, but let's continue on to this next allegation. When I was 6 to 8 years old and living at blank in Surrey, UK, I was drugged at night and driven by my father to pedophile ring parties. The main house I was taken to is located behind Thorpe Green. At the end of a private road, Hearst Farm Livy Stables is next door. In the driveway of this house, I was hit by a dark blue car with personal license plate ending in blank, driven by Prince Andrew. So this girl is saying she was hit by a car by Prince Andrew. I was not taken to a hospital, but I suffered permanent injuries to my ribs, hip, and leg on my right side. The car's hood figurine broke off in my hand on impact, and I later buried it near my home so it could still be recoverable as evidence. After I was hit by the car, I woke up to Prince Andrew blank, 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 blank. In that house, I was also blank, 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 blank. I have medical records of the resulting infection. I once ran away from the house naked and made it to the Irish traveler community down the road. I remember seeing and speaking to a man, so I think that there may have been Irish travelers living in the area who could corroborate what goes on there. I was also taken to another house that I recognize as Frogmore Cottage when its refurbishment was in the news in 2018. There I was restrained on a table and tortured with electrical shocks by Ghislaine Maxwell and surrounded by watching men. I remember seeing Prince Andrew's face, blank, blank, blank. I tried to sneak out. Maxwell caught me and beat me with the bristle end of a broom. Bunch of blanks, blanks, blanks. She also threatened me, saying that I deserved to die, and hit me in the face with a broom, breaking my nose. I was only taken to the hospital for a broken nose after the rug me batch, so that the injury...
See, this is what I'm talking about right here. You telling me that y'all look at this for a second, fam. Hear me out. Hear me right now. Hear me right now. They read this shit. And they redacted. They read this, redacted that, and didn't do nothing to nobody. What? Everybody need to be, like, their skin need to be poured in hot lava. You know, like put in the lava, like hot lava need to be poured on their skin. You hear me? Like I'm talking about like from the top of their head to the soles of their feet. You hear me? Just hot lava. Let's just pour that on there. You feel me? And just let them just sit them over there to the side and let them just boil and burn. Because ain't no way you telling me they read this about this girl getting dead like that and nothing was done to nobody. Pam Bondi, I know you listening. How can you have read that and you working for that man and you heard what they said that man did to her or they did to her? Then they talking about, oh, he called the hit. How are they even able to read this? Who wrote this down? This was a police report? Because what this looks like to me is like this is a police report. This is what this seems like. Because how are they able? Who did they get this from? Who said this? And if this is in files, then this must be files of police statements. Gotta be. Because you ain't just typing or writing this when this is done to you. This has to be a statement of some sort. So, somebody back then got this statement and did nothing about it. But let that have been you or me. We'd have been buried. Somebody sat there and read this shit, redacted it, and didn't even care. And see, and this is nothing against white people at all. This ain't nothing against white people, but Pam white ass and that other DOJ white ass should be hung right now by their tonsils. And I'm talking about with a fork that we eat steak with. Yeah. What? What you talking about? They should be hung by the tonsils with forks that we eat with. And them same people, that's why I don't rock with the government. I don't look at the channels. I care nothing about the White House, the government, or any powers that matter anything. I care nothing about them. They all are sick, and they all have set back and allowed their own kids. And they got kids. They got kids. I don't even rock with the government channels. None of it. It's false. It's wicked. And it's war against us every day. And that right there almost just made me just throw this phone, get rid of this live, and see y'all when I see you. Because ain't no way. They just sitting there just lying. And ain't nobody there. If I was a security guard, or if I was just there, and I found that out, I would have to figure out what to do because somebody needs to answer for this. I would either walk through smacking the shit out of people before I get fired, or messages of some sort has to be spread around the whole White House that the President of the United States needs to resign and be impeached. Period. Because this is, you have no, it's not even about having no soul. It's about, this is who leading the world. I'm going to say the phone, fam. Because I ain't lying, I was finna boy. I ain't lying. I was just finna, you hear me? And the crazy part is, you have to understand something. These old people are getting old. They are deteriorating. Money can't keep them fresh. It can only do so much. Because once your skin deteriorates and you're nothing no more, it doesn't even matter. So we looking at time just gonna take these people that don't care about nothing. Time is just gonna take people where they want them to be. Because at the end of the day, that is sick that they read this, let it happen, and didn't care nothing about it. Hit that like button, double tap that screen right now. Let's go.
Can be blamed on that. Holy cow. We're going to talk about one more thing, and it's a possible murder of Jeffrey Epstein by his cellmate. Now, this is really interesting. There's a lot of wording here on the documents. I'll give you them. You can pause and read them if you'd like, but I'm just going to read this summary right here. So on July 23rd, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was found unconscious in his cell at MCC New York with neck injuries. He was snoring loud and he was unresponsive. Medical staff documented a circular line of erythema at the base of his neck, along with other marks of friction and bruising on his knee. Epstein told prison staff he didn't remember what happened, but was afraid to return to special housing unit, saying it was where he had gotten marks on his neck and he doesn't know how he got them. He said he had only slept 30 minutes a night for 5 days due to noise and stress. His cellmate was an ex-cop. His name was Nicholas Tartaleon. He had reportedly been harassing him, and Epstein claimed he tried to kill me. Staff noted Tartaleon had been aggressive and was seen mocking Epstein with a string around his neck. Despite these signs, the incident was labeled a possible suicide attempt. So this is really interesting. A lot of people are saying, well, maybe this ex-cop was like a CIA agent or paid to try and kill Epstein, but they ruled it a suicide attempt. And honestly, that's probably one of the very few things that I do believe, because I mean, how else are you going to get rid of someone with blackmail on really high profile figures? You got to get rid of him. It could be a cellmate. It could be an ex-cop, someone that has experience in the government that can keep a secret. Who the hell knows? But we're getting a lot of interesting stuff every single day, and I tried to give you the most controversial and most popular things that we got out of the 30,000 documents. Obviously, I didn't go through all 30,000 documents. I'm just scanning social media and seeing what people are reporting on. So if we got more stuff, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated, but comment down below what you think about all of this.
Retracted.
All right, you guys. So, take a TV, like, share, and subscribe as y'all tap on in. Salute to everybody that's in the building. If you're on Christmas Day, salute to you. If you are Christmas Eve, salute to you. Wherever you are in the world, I appreciate you. Much love. And I thank everybody who support the channel. Let's get right into this video. And I want to talk about this because this situation has gone off between former President Bill Clinton and current President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Now, for you guys who don't know what's going on, basically the situation has exploded between these two. Now, Bill Clinton,
he defeated and busted.
as we all know, he has basically been featured in the first dump of all of these Epstein files. And Bill Clinton, his spokesperson, his team, they're not happy about it at all. As basically they feel like it's, trying to make him look like he is some type of perpetrator.
It's over for that duck. Look at him. Look at him.
Drawings.
Over there smiling. Look at him all in the pool.
Of him.
Who in the pool with?
And this first.
Who he in the pool with? Type it down below right now. Who he in the pool with? Look at him. Hands back. Look at him. He in there breathing. Look at that. And think about it right quick. Who he in the pool with? You clearly look at the water. Look at the water. Look at the water. You can see a body, but you don't see the head. Just like they was putting a box around the face, but you can see that throat. Oh, let me tell you something about some of them necks we was looking at. Huh? Some of them necks and them throats we was looking at was looking like throat goats. We was seeing throat goat necks coming out of some of them pictures. You understand? They was trying to box up your face, but we see your throat. And then we see them shoulders, and we see that collarbone. So you can sit there and try to take out a face, but the body still got to make up for the breast. What? The body still got to make up for the case. That's a bar. You can cover up the face, but the body still got to make up for the case. Let me write that down because I feel like I felt some Chris. You hear me? You can for the case, but that body got to make up for the case. You can cover up the face, but that body. But that body got to make up for the case. For the case. You understand? Because at the end of the day, you could be in a picture, folk looking at you like you're coming like this and that. You understand? You feel me, don't you, fam? Yeah. So think about it. They trying to cover up that body, but the face is right there. What you doing? Where you going? What? We know it's you, throat goat. You there. And I hate it because we don't know if it was a, or if it was a, You understand? If it was a young or old. You feel what I'm saying? That's the level of going on in that pool when you talking about Bill Clinton. You understand me, fam? Who was who and who was what? So we see the shoulders, we see the throat, we see the neck. We know that body. Look, that's body in that water. Look at that water. That's white bodies in that water. You see his body here? And then you step over here and look at that body right there. Look at all that body. Look at all that body. Look at all that body right here. We see your body. You that light in water, we know it's you. Can't make up nothing. Hit that like button, subscribe right now. You see that body? Trying to cover that body.
Dump. You know, you had photos of him and Chris Tucker, photos of him and Michael Jackson, photos of him and Kevin Spacey. You know, it was a lot of different photos that came out on Bill Clinton with a lot of different high-level celebrities, high-level people. Now, Bill Clinton, not happy at all, nor his team, at this dump. And not only that, they feel like it was like targeted to make him look like, you know what I'm saying, bad. And so what he has done now is that Bill Clinton, the former president of the United States of America, his representative has come out banging. His representative have come out banging. Now, as you guys see on your screen, there is a statement from Angel Urena, and that's the spokesperson for former President Bill Clinton. Now, the spokesperson for Bill Clinton released a message from Bill Clinton, and he says that the Epstein Files Transparency Act imposes a clear legal duty on the U.S. Department of Justice to produce the full and complete record the public demands and deserves. However, with the Department of Justice, what the Department of Justice has released so far and the manner in which it did so makes one thing clear. Someone or something is being protected. We do not know whom, what, or why. But we do know this. We need no such protection. Accordingly, we call on President Trump to direct Attorney General Bondi to immediately release any remaining materials referring to, mentioning, or containing a photograph of Bill Clinton. This includes, without limitation, any records that may exist and are subject to disclosure under Act Public Law 119-38. Right? Lord have mercy, man. Including grand jury transcripts, interview notes, photographs, and findings by the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York.
So basically, Bill Clinton, like, listen, y'all put out the files, and I'm in 90% of the files. That's what Bill Clinton's saying. Bill Clinton saying, hey, listen, fam, y'all put out these files, and I don't see nobody else in them for real except me. What is we doing here? Because I know it, because I seen everybody with me partying. Ain't no way I'm the only face that's showing of the presidency that really matters. Because Bill Clinton basically is looking like he represents presidents by him being in this position. And he like, okay, hold up. How am I the only one showing this much? So his spokesperson come out like, hold up, Dirty. Since y'all want to do that to me, all right, cool. I'm taking, see, Bill Clinton, like, if I'm going down, I'm taking people with me. You understand? That's what Bill Clinton knows. He said, I'm going down. I'm taking folk with me, Dirk. So we need everything to be released. Your dirty drawers, your elementary report card, everything. And that's why I just said what I just say to you. I just said out of my face, out of my own brain, that forget the files. We're gonna start looking at the lawsuits. And Bill Clinton is demanding on some court lawsuit level for things to be released. So this is where Trump tripped, because even though you're the president, oh, that's fine. But Bill is the former president, and he has power as well. So you got to understand, when you're a president and then you're not the president, you still got security, you still got leisure, and you still are treated as if you are a president still, because of the information that you know, because of everything that you've done. Just because you're not the president no more in the White House don't mean you just not you not getting president lifestyle. Any president that's still living is getting presidential lifestyle. Why? Because everything they know, everything they was exposed to, they could never not do that. So I'm telling you right now, Bill Clinton, he still got power. And it's a different level of power, fam. So when we looking at what we talking about with Bill Clinton, he coming right for him like, hey, you want to drown me? I'm going to drown you two together. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Why? Because we cooking. So it's a difference when we talking about how we getting it together. I got you, Rue. It's a difference. Because we talking about Bill Clinton. We talking about Hillary Clinton. We talking about Monica Lewinsky. We talking about people that's already been involved, that already know things before Trump knew things. Hear me again. Let me say that again. We talking about people like Trump, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was already here before Trump. So trust me, Bill Clinton know way more before Trump even came into a factor. So when we talk about them still having power, and the way that they trying to bury him right now, or trying to put the attention on Bill Clinton, we don't care about Bill Clinton. That's why Trump's starting to look way more stupid, or he's looking way more dumb. Or actually, I think that he doesn't even care who he's looking stupid to. He just want to make sure that he fools them old white people. He want to make sure he fools those ignorant white people. He want to make sure he fools the billionaires that don't have time to look into nothing. They just tell their peoples to do it for them. So he know he can say whatever he want to say. And he can do whatever he want to do. Why? Because nobody's going to look into it. But that's the problem. He then came across the wrong one. See, you and I can't do nothing about it. You and I can't really do nothing about it. We can protest, we can shout out, we can stand outside of courtrooms and boycott. It don't matter. But Bill Clinton, he can do something about it. And I don't think Trump understands where he just crossed the line at. You coming against all of these presidents, you trying to bury everybody but yourself. You want to put attention on everybody else but yourself. But where you tripping is, you putting attention on people that has power. That's why he said something about Obama one time, and he got off Obama. Because Obama gonna light you up. Why? Because he still has power as a president. He is not the president, but the power he has to move about, to slither around like a snake around the government to get people to come against. Oh, those powers are still are there. So when we talking about how they coming and how they going and what they doing in the manner that they doing it in, Trump tripped by going against Bill Clinton. And like you just said, Bill Clinton in them in that dress and them heels on that picture. But think about it. Epstein got that picture drawn because he knew Bill Clinton was a girl. He knew he was soft. He knew he liked to dress up and play them type of games. Why? So he gonna do a picture. Man got a picture painted of the man personality. He got a picture painted of his personality. You understand what I'm saying? That's how deep the rabbit hole go. You understand how deep it get? Explain something about how deep stuff starting to get. Because this level of deep, you got to be able to hit the bottom to understand how deep this get. If you don't hit the bottom, if you don't hit the back of that thing, you will never know how deep this really got. If you don't hit the bottom, if you don't hit the back, you will never know how everything is making a mess now. Because now, the mess is starting to be made. And like Chris said, it's deeper than the ocean. But when you get to the bottom of that ocean, you will see all that water, that mess splash everywhere and make a mess everywhere. All over the room, all over the bed, all over your life. Why? Because that's what's going on in the world. We done got to that deep rabbit hole, and now we hitting the bottom of it. And now everything is coming to a float. It's splashing everywhere, and Trump can't control the effect. He can't control the vibration. He can't control the earthquake. He can't control the volcano erupting. He can't control it now. Pam Bondi scared. The DOJ scared. Hell, even the FBI director, Kash Patel, he's scared. Why? Because they all on the same team. And they all been breaking their neck for who? Donald Trump. And at this point, they like, Trump, you know what? I just met you, Trump, and I'm okay with being on your team. But I didn't know that your name rang through these files so hard and so heavy that all the files we've been redacting for years for you, it is still, your name is still across every file. We done cleaned up files, we done redacted files, we done put black boxes on everybody's face. They done put black boxes on everything and everybody. And yet his name reigns across all the files still. So that means he been all through the files, gonna be in the files, and the files ain't up until he done too. So the point I'm making, fam, is that we gotta understand that we are yet to hit the very bottom. We done got to the bottom of things, but we have yet to hit the very bottom. Because when we do that, you're going to see the level of mess that it's about to make for real. Because of who? Trump, the president of the United States. And because of that, that is when you start to figure out everything is out of control. Go ahead and ask your question, Ruth. Theo says, I hope it all comes out. A family, a community, a society is only as sick as its secrets, fam. That's real, Theo. Ruth said, I have a question. They did say, may I ask? Go ahead, Ruth, with your question. Theo says, it's up. Time for the truth to all come out so that we can all be free. RZA says, I don't even think Trump is human. UG says, you're exactly right, my point. And that's what I'm making. All that we understand that has already been done, what can you do? You need to understand the realness of it right now. Trump will not be able to fight this. And if the powers that be care about the Constitution and that we still have a people, they won't let this happen. But let me tell you why this is happening. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. Ruth, where your question at? I'm waiting on your question, Ruth. Listen to me about why this is happening. We are in the age of anarchy. We are in the calendar of chaos. Let me say it again. We are in the age of anarchy, and we are on the calendar of chaos. We are on the age of anarchy, and this is the calendar for chaos. Let me say that again, because I felt that, fam. It's the age of chaos, of anarchy, and it's the calendar of chaos. You know that's on the shirt, don't you, Chris? Ruth, what you said, Ruth? What your question was, Ruth? Because you still didn't even say it. Talking about you said what it. She said it was a Brazilian Uber driver. Hold on, you didn't even say what happened. You said you had a question and didn't even say it. It was a Brazilian Uber driver. I go, how you know? He said, I read and studied a lot. Is it true though? Ruth, you gotta rewrite that, G, cause that ain't even. I need sense to be made. That ain't even hit me with understanding, fam. You just was like that was like the middle of a comment. It was a Brazilian Uber driver. I go, how you know? He's where that come from? That's what I'm saying. I need you to tell me where it came from, fam. Yeah. I need you to tell me where it came from, fam. Okay, so listen, Ruth, I need you to reconstruct your question. Give me your question, mama. Give me your question. Okay, so I didn't see that. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I didn't even see what that was. Because I'm like, she's a mean girl. You was like, preach. You're Nikki. Hey, you hear Nikki say boys, it's okay to be boys? Is that the question you was talking about, Ruth? About Nikki saying boys it's okay to be boys? Oh, my bad, Theo. I asked, okay. So you said it was okay. You talking about Nikki, Ruth? You talking about Nikki saying about boys could be boys? Oh, I'm sorry, Ruth. Can you give me that question again? I'm sorry. You know, it's a lot in the comments when it go down like that. I'm sorry, I missed your question. Do you mind giving me your question back again, please, for the audience, for what we doing? Thank you so much for asking again. Ruth talking about slavery. I'm trying to see what question that we talking about slavery. So we can be clear. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, family. It's just us in here. It's just us in here. We jamming, we rocking, we rolling. We want to know what Ruth talking about that right there. What's the question about slavery, Ruth? Give it to me.
As referenced under oath to Congress by President Trump's first term Attorney General. Refusal to do so will confirm widespread speculation the Department of Justice's actions to date are not about transparency, but about insinuation, using selective releases to imply wrongdoing about individuals who have already been repeatedly cleared by the very same Department of Justice over many.
Is what true, Ruth? What you asked me is what true? I want to know what you're talking about. Is what true?
Cause I think when you asked me that, I was like, is what true? Like about slavery or which one? Let me know what you're saying. Like, is what true? Bruce, you gotta ask what type of slavery too. Are you talking about Black American slavery? Because I could tell you how that started. RZA is speaking to Ruth about slavery. Ruth, tell me, give me the question. Ruth, did you ask how slavery started? Because fam talking about yes, RZA, but RZA over here talking about slavery or something. Which one was it? Did you ask how slavery started, or you asked like how we in slave mode? Which one? Let me know now, please. Let me know now, Ruth. Let me know now. Cause you act like Brandy in the building. How you doing, Brandy? Brandy KC 816 in the building. I'm going to bed. Why you going to bed? Cause you talking about. Did you ask how slavery started? Cause if you ask how slavery started, oh man, that ain't nothing but to break down two options right there. I'm asking you. You said how slavery started? Because when I went back and looked for that question, I didn't see that. When we talking about how slavery started, you know how they came over and took us, where they took us and started profiling, because you know them. And see, this is bad too, because like when you think about well, you know, you ain't talking about like fried. You said you weren't smoking. But listen to what I'm saying. You ain't got to type no more, just listen. The level of slavery is two slaveries, fam. Physical. Okay, so you don't smoke no more. And I know you don't, because you told me. Thank the Lord. But listen, if we're talking about slavery, and we're talking about them people coming over and basically taking the positions of everybody else, that's basically what they did. They just basically came over, took this, took that, made copies of this, made copies of that, and did what they did. Now, if we're talking about slavery mentality, then we're talking about different levels of slavery when we had gotten to this point. Because this slavery is psychological today. Back then, you know, it was physical. Beat you down, make you do something. People got to figure out how to eat, how to live, how to do this, how to do that. That's when they came up when people eating. That's when slavery was coming up and talking about like ham hocks and all that. But we talking like mental slavery, psychological, like the whole situation of the system putting us in this place. Oh yeah, we breaking that down, because they figured out how to psychologically take over us. Okay, so if that wasn't your question, what was your question? Exactly what was your question? Because when I went back and looked, I didn't really see exactly what it was. I just kind of got like the ending of what you were saying. You know what I mean? So that's how you know we love you, because we over here want to make sure that your question is answered correctly. So like I said, Ruth, I didn't see the actual question. So that's why I was saying, like, what was it? That wasn't your question. Why you can't type your question right now? Is it okay to type what your question was right now? Because that would be great. Okay, great. That's fine.
all is well. So the biggest deal is that making sure that we know, and my apologies, I just wanted to make sure I seen it. There was some comments going. I may have missed it. Yeah. So that's why I said, you know what I mean? So that's why I said, I wanted to make sure that I don't miss it again. So yeah, it's a difference, you know, when we talking about everything that mattered and where we're at now because of just the powers that be. You know, Bill Clinton is really mad, and I'm telling you now, Trump is about to be in a different position because Bill Clinton still got power. You know what I'm saying? He still got power. He's still able to make things happen. He's still able to say this and say that. He is still able to call shots. And right now, he was over there, and he can call out everybody that was over there with him. Am I right? He can call out everybody that was over there with him with no problem, as if it was nothing at the time that it happened. You see what I'm saying? So just like Lori said, Hillary on him. Yes, Hillary pressing him. And think about Hillary. They got information on Hillary too, but ain't nobody saying nothing. So it's really a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing the position that they in because they allowed that to happen. But at the end of the day, Bill Clinton is the only person that is a president that was in Epstein Files. And I think that's what they were targeting, because they can show us everybody. They can show us every actor. They can show us rappers. It don't matter who they show. Singers, it don't matter. When they start showing a political person, and let alone a president, that is the highest level of office. You understand? So for them to show Bill Clinton, it represents that presidents were over there on the island. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They keep telling on themselves. They think just because they didn't show Trump, it don't matter, but they trip because they showed Bill Clinton. So that lets you know that Jeffrey Epstein had ties and connections to presidencies. That's what that does. That lets you know that they got ties to presidencies, fam. For them to be able to move like that with no problem. It's not about the name. It's about, is he a president? Is he an actor? Is he a rapper? Is he an athlete? And if you get one athlete, one rapper, one president, one politician, one billionaire, one singer, one song, then that means multiple can come in. So to me, just like Diddy, Jeffrey Epstein, Diddy was on the same page, and they knew what they was doing to have political gain, but they was playing with the wrong levels of people and power. They're playing with the wrong levels of power. You want to come in on some espionage? You want to come in on some secret 007, and you want to manipulate the powers that be, stupid ass boy? Are you dumb? You playing with fire. You playing with flames. You playing with gasoline. You playing with people that ain't shamed. What? You think if it allow you to just take them and record them and then they are here stupid? And which is really what's going on right now, because he did it and now everything is out. But the point I'm making is him and Diddy did the same thing. And they both are ducks at they finest. You understand me? The highest ducks of all duck gooses. Duck almighty ducks. You hear me? They are the duckers of ducks. Quacking a quack away. You understand me? But the point I'm making, we're going to stay tuned about Bill Clinton. Because right now, Bill Clinton and them know that's the level that they chose to choose. You understand what I'm saying? That's the level that they chose to put themselves in. You understand what I'm saying? And because they allowed that to happen in that manner. You understand what I'm saying? So when we talking about this, that, and the other, shout out to DuckTales. You ain't lying. Because that's exactly what they doing. And then on top of that, we can figure out that they don't even feel like they can be evaded or they can be handled. Let me tell you something right now. This is a very strong situation for Christmas Eve. You understand what I'm saying? This is a very strong situation for Christmas Eve. And the crazy part that I'm bringing up Christmas Eve is that people right now should be just celebrating the fact that we just still here, that we made it this far. We got it to December. So many trials and tribulations, so many occasions, so many things that's come about. But it's the fact that we still here. It's the fact that we still chose, and it's the fact that we still breathing. So when I say fam, we just got to thank the Lord. We got to thank the Lord, the Most High. We got to thank God that we are still here. And on Christmas Eve, that we are able to congregate with each other. We're able to fellowship with each other. You understand what I'm saying, fam? Even in the midst of this ridiculous, sickening situation, we are able to come together right here, right now. And just thank God that yet we are here. You got presents for your family. You got presents for your kids. You done cook dinner. You done cook Christmas. You ready to... You tired. You done put everything into the night. You done put everything in it. You gotta take a time out for a second and just breathe. Just breathe and pat yourself on the back, on the shoulder and say, well done. Because people don't know what you go through to get what you got for them kids. People don't know what you go through to get what you got for yourself. People don't know what you go through to maintain what you have to be able to live. You understand? So we talk about that, that's real. Ruth, you talking about you hungry, I'm about to come feed you, fam. Well, you keep talking about you hungry, you sure? Let's make sure life happens to get you together. But I'm telling you right now, it's a blessing, man, that we still here making sure we solid. And there's only one way to do it all today, on the way, to make sure that we understand that God is good. And at the end of the day, we still here to maintain, to make sure we okay, fam. You understand what I'm saying? That is the main thing, to make sure that we feel what we feeling. And that's the main thing, to make sure we assure that. You hear me? That's how we coming. Let's keep it going. Yeah.
Years under presidents and attorney generals
Want to be fed
of both parties. Donald Trump is Department of Justice under fire from Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton's people are picked. What Donald Trump's Department of Justice has done is how they released those files. And they're saying, look, release all the files that got something to do with us to all the people. And while you're doing that, make sure you release all the files to do with everybody else too, so that we can all see what it is. There was a drawing and stuff I told y'all about that they released. That was crazy. And a lot of people said they had seen that before. I had never seen that before until they released that. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so when I was looking at what I thought about that, it just made me think like, man, dog, what in the world is going on? You know what I mean? But Bill Clinton is not going to have a lot of people believe him. You know why? He's the same dude that said I did not have relations with that woman. And what happened? He had relations with that woman.
Is that what's going on, Rue?
So how can you expect the people to trust you when you've already been on the record for lying? Now y'all out here playing games.
Is it okay? We read.
Now people are upset. I told this thing gonna get real dirty. This thing gonna get real dirty between these Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. This thing started to get disgusting. And I told you, this is a classic situation of when idols become rivals. Wow. I told y'all this. Wow. This is a classic playbook of idols become rivals. Wow. And so this is absolutely disgusting work.
They're leaking everywhere.
And you know the Clintons are picked. And then Donald Trump was asked about the pictures.
The man stuff just leaking everywhere.
Bill Clinton that was released so far. And did you read Donald Trump's quote?
Is it a mess?
Did you read his quote? Is it a absolutely mess? Disgusting work, bro. when his quote on Bill Clinton, and the photos have been released with Bill Clinton. Donald Trump, boy, I'm trying to tell you, man, guy got 34 felonies and is on tape telling people, grab him by the pigs. And these people still don't care.
What?
You know what I mean? Bill Clinton has lied in the Oval Office about things that happened with him and Monica Lewinsky.
Big mess, fam. Everywhere.
Think about what I just said, man. Salute, dog. Salute to Mr. Mass. Mass, Merry Christmas, man. Salute to you, brother. And I'm just trying to tell y'all, man, these dudes, man, bro, these dudes are, man, this is great, bro. This is a big, like, this is almost like a fight with when you were like,
need that whale, oh man, to swim
just like
through
a schoolyard,
it.
like,
Man.
you know what I'm saying? Like immaturity at the highest level that you see going on.
Just a mess right now, everywhere right now.
And so, I mean, I'm telling you right now, I know that Bill Clinton is boiling. I know his blood was boiling the way those cops was dropping. I know his blood was boiling, man. And to have your people come out and make that statement and say, have them drop all the files. You know what I'm saying? That's the case. Why didn't they push to have them all dropped out earlier than this? Everybody.
Oh
You know
man,
what I'm
it's
saying?
crazy work, crazy work. Is it
So
everywhere?
Democrats, they had all the years to do it too. Like I said, all these people, man, like they all capped.
Let me see, is it everywhere?
All
Let
of
me
it.
see.
The Democrats
Let
were
me
in
see
power, they
over
had
there.
years to
Is
put
it
them out.
everywhere?
The
Oh
Republicans
man,
had,
it's out
you
of
know what I'm saying?
hand.
Look, man. They putting them out, and now look how they put them out. Everybody mad because they're not just putting them all out.
Everything out.
You know what I'm saying? The trust of the people have been lost.
Everything came out.
Straight up. Now you got Bill Clinton heated with Donald Trump's Department of Justice. I'm talking about absolute fuming and demanding that because he knows how this makes him look.
He knew it.
And don't no president want to go out like that. They don't want their legacy to be that. And this thing is going to get I'm telling y'all, I don't think y'all understand. They said today they got 1 million more files. Y'all.
Everything
Today.
come out.
1 million more files
Or is there still some in
that
there
they
need
just
to come
discovered
out?
it with the Epstein.
Is
1
there still
million
some in
more.
there need to
Think
come
about
out?
what I just said. They said first was 100,000 files. They're saying there's 1 million more files
Is
today. Who in the blue hell do y'all think is in those millions and millions of files that they have just found that they're going to be having to release now?
yeah, brain. Crazy work.
This thing's
There's
disgusting.
still
1
some in
million
that need
files?
to come out.
1 million? I really want everybody to think about that.
Did you
They're
get it
saying
all
they got
out?
1 million files up on top of all the files
Ah,
that they still haven't released.
just a mess.
Who in the blue hell is in all those files?
Oh man.
And you have to release all those files to the people. How many of those pages are going to be all the way blacked out that they release?
Want to see what that mess
So
look
really,
like.
what are you
We
really
see it
gonna
with
learn?
this mess. You know what I'm saying? See what that mess. Oh man, it's just a mess.
What do you, if all the pages are blacked out, what are we really going to learn? Think about that. This dude Epstein shit was deep. They got 1 million files on this guy. Bro, another million, y'all. Another million. Not
You a
the
man.
hundreds of thousands that they say they got now
Messy.
that they still haven't released.
I'm a messy. You
But they got another million on top of that they just discovered today. Now they talking about they got to go through all those and check to see if there's victims' names in there. Man, this shit is crazy, man. And now you got, you know, these guys. Disgusting work, bro. Disgusting work, bro. So y'all pretty much see how this thing's gonna go down. This is gonna be one of the things right here, y'all, where I think, like I told y'all before, man, I think this thing gets real ugly on many levels. When I say many levels, I mean many levels between the ex-president and the current president. I believe that this thing will get disgusting. Because I don't think that Clinton or his team, anybody that's rolling him, is gonna take this shit like they're gonna use whatever connections they got. And I think it's gonna be all out. I think this thing right here is going for the gusto. And I'm just gonna be real with y'all, bro. I think between Trump and Bill Clinton, I think they're gonna try to destroy each other.
Clean up on aisle 3, 4, and 5.
That's exactly how I think this thing's gonna play out.
Clean up on aisle 3, 4, and 5.
So where it's gonna be so bad, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna come out the same. That's what I believe.
Clean it up on aisle 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, this crazy.
I don't think anybody is ever gonna be the same again when this thing hits the fan. That's what I feel, you guys. Man, I think it's a wrap. I think it's a wrap, man. I think it's a wrap.
Still swimming in it, huh? Oh man, it's going crazy.
I think it's a wrap.
Blasting is blasting, everything everywhere, messages everywhere. I know it. Clean up on out 3, 4, 5. Especially folks. Especially folks.
Bro.
Especially folks.
That statement right there from Bill Clinton. Nah, man. These dudes, it's gonna get real nasty.
Shout out, Brandy. Have a good evening.
And then all of a sudden,
Merry
they say
Christmas, family, to you and yours.
That haven't come out today. That they just came out. Yo, that's wild, bro. Bro, how deep was Epstein's shit, man? How deep was it, bro? Like, when you really think about this shit, how deep was Epstein's web? Like, was that dude really on it like that? Like, you really got to think about this stuff. 1 million more files?
1 million more files.
And you got to think, yo, what in the hell is this dude got going on? How much stuff did he really have?
Glory, deep. It's deep.
There's the TMZ article right there.
I'm talking like,
It says Epstein Files,
crazy.
1 million new records found. It says there's even more Epstein documents coming. More than 1 million. That's according to a post Wednesday from the United States Department of Justice.
So
that
how
means they got
Trump,
somebody that's on their helmet.
They can't cover up that much Trump documents, fam.
With these files.
You can't cover up that much
to say
Trump.
now all of a sudden.
You see how they get to the bottom?
Why didn't they say that in the first place? Why didn't we know all these other files?
It's real. They get to the bottom of everything. It's real. They're not playing them games.
Again, bro. And this came right after.
They're gonna make that volcano erupt till it all come out. They ain't playing
all the files. Not some of them.
I want to see
Bill's
too.
Trying to say that they're trying to like paint him to be the face of this shit with Epstein.
I want to see that volcano erupt.
He said, because read what he said right here. He said, protect someone or something.
I want to see that volcano erupt too, and you go crazy.
Basically,
because that's crazy.
Read the second paragraph. He said, however, what the Department of Justice has released so far, and the moment
I wish
in
they could send that to me. I want to see that volcano erupt. The folk gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Let me see that, because that's crazy.
That's all y'all need to know.
They're about to erupt.
They're going to war.
This is out of hand.
For him to put that out
everywhere, fam. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's going out. It's
yeah. Yeah.
Y'all definitely
everywhere. Yeah.
Definitely let me know what y'all feeling on this, man.
Woo!
How in the blue hell do Epstein got this many files? I can't even think of a person that got 1 million files. Think about this. This dude got over. This dude probably got damn near 200 million files.
Let me see it, because that's crazy.
How the hell did he get that many files?
How was going on?
Unless he was just dealing with that many people at the highest level.
You see? Okay, now, yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so now, you know, I hope that it all comes.
I hope they keep going. Gotta keep going, because it's like that.
You know what I'm saying?
This is crazy.
To really, you know, get justice and fix everything, man. It's got to, all the dirt got to be released.
Woo!
You know, sometimes everything got to get exposed, but anything gets better.
Right. Everything got to come out.
Now, y'all tell me in the comment section who y'all think
got to work it, got to get it out of there.
Because me personally, I don't trust anything Bill Clinton say. I'll be honest with y'all. This is the same dude that say he had sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky, knowing good and well what he was doing in that Oval Office. So I never believe anything he say or Hillary Clinton. The same way I don't believe a damn word Donald Trump say. I don't believe none of these weasels.
That's real.
I'm just be honest with you. I don't believe any one of them.
Crazy and real. Trying to tell you.
And to be honest with you, they don't deserve to be believed.
And let
Why
it go.
believe people like that?
That's what they did to this man right
Why
here.
believe
Both of
people
them. They opened it up and they let it go.
And I want y'all to think about this.
They opened it
They've
up
been
wide
cool all
and they
these
let it
years.
go. Trying to
Now
tell
all of
you.
a sudden they hate each other's guts. Man, come on, stop playing. Man. Don't play with me, man.
Really opened it
Don't play with
up
me, man.
wide and let it go.
I was born at night, not last night.
They spread that thing and opened up all
So they
their
was
business.
cool all this time.
Yes, really.
Laughing, dapping it up, all this shit.
And
Now
opened
all of
it
a sudden,
up and all things just ran out. Yeah.
nah, man. Dude, I don't believe none of these cats. You know what I mean?
Really?
So the person said, be careful of AI images. This ain't AI, sir.
Yeah. Right now.
This is not AI, sir. You saying AI, that's not AI right there on your screen, sir.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta worry about AI. That's not AI, sir.
They working that thing. Yeah.
That is not AI.
Yeah, Lord. Have mercy.
What the hell you talking about? Talking about some be careful of AI. That ain't AI. That's a real life photo.
Yeah,
real life.
Man.
See, what you forgot is all these people were cool. Go look it up. Bill Clinton,
They was
Donald
all
Trump,
cool up in there going crazy. They all opened it up and letting it spread and just letting it fly.
They were all friends.
All up.
You'll come in the comments and say
Just
something.
letting it go and letting it get out of hand.
Yeah, be careful of AI images, bro. What's AI?
Woo.
What, y'all don't believe that Trump was good friends with the Clintons? They were good friends, bro. This ain't no AI right here. This is real life. Hey, how you doing, Donald?
You ain't lying, Lord. Hands all over each other.
Real life.
Hands all over.
The same way that Donald Trump was cool with Hillary Clinton. Remember, Donald Trump used to be a Democrat. Y'all forgot that.
I forgot.
So stop this.
Used to be a Democrat. A Democrat.
Y'all got a million excuses. Same guy who donated money to Hillary Clinton.
Can't believe that.
Back in the day.
Wow. And then
make it make sense. And then when he ran, now he beefing with him.
Right. Easy.
When he ran for president on a Republican ticket, now he beefing with all of them.
Just making a mess.
But they was cool all those years.
Just making a mess of things.
I already told y'all, I don't trust a word.
Look at you.
He said or Clinton said. I don't trust none of them. I'm just keep it real with y'all, man.
Yeah, look at it. Just
I don't trust
a mess
any
of
of
things.
them.
Look at it.
Period, bro. You're not gonna tell me y'all was that cool, then all of a sudden, y'all, you know, it's a whole bunch of what you call it. I'm just trying to tell y'all. Now, ain't no fake stories right here, dog. Ain't no finales around here, homie. I give you all out facts. The statement I gave you is a direct statement from Bill Clinton. This ain't no cap. This ain't no, you know, innuendos. This ain't no lies. This is a real story, bro.
Okay. We're gonna calm it down to breathe.
This is a real story. Everything I'm telling you, real deal Holyfield, brother. If you knew anything about Donald Trump and the Clintons, they were cool back in the day. When back in Donald Trump's New York days, that man was a Democrat, bro.
I'll say the best for last. To hit the bottom. Yeah.
I'm just being real with you.
We're gonna get it out. We're gonna get it out.
So when he goes on the Republican ticket, now he goes against that. Shout out to Robert Dredden with the donation, bro.
Best for last. We ain't playing. You know it. That's how we come.
He said, Ticky, you turn on the light and the roaches scatter. You damn right, they get the hell up out of here.
Uh-huh. Easy.
And they don't get their ass up out of here. So, no, Bill, I don't believe you. Sitting there talking about, but nah, man, you the same dude. Bill Clinton sat up there with a straight face. Hey, man, this dude, Bill Clinton said with a straight face that he didn't have sexual relations with that woman. And he did. He told the nation under oath, man. This dude, you talking about diabolical, bro. He couldn't even tell the country the truth. He was the president of the United States of America.
Over there
and
going
couldn't
crazy.
even tell the country, hey man, I made a mistake.
Over there going
what?
crazy. I know it.
Are we supposed to believe anything this dude say? Man, stop it, man. I want you to really think about that. He could have easily said, hey man, look y'all, I know y'all voted me to be y'all's leader. You know, I apologize. I made a mistake, man. I'm a human being. You know what I'm saying? I did that. I apologize. I accept it because I'm a leader and I have to tell the truth to the people. And I don't want to, lie to the people, even if it costs me. You still was going to get impeached. But at least the people would have respected you for standing on business and telling the truth. You went up there and lied. Now, all of a sudden, you want people to trust. Nah, man, once you lie to me like that, I ain't got nothing to say to you, dog.
That's it.
You sat right up there and lied with a straight face.
That's the only way. And you can tell.
Period. And if he would have never got caught, he'd have never said nothing about it.
Is it clean up on aisle 3, 4, and 5? Because they done made messes on the whole
Or
stuff.
if they would have never found out he was lying, guess what?
You done made a mess in the
He
whole
would have lived with that lie
stuff.
forever. He would have took that lie with him.
Clean up on aisle 3, 4, and 5.
Come on, bro.
Made a
And
mess.
people out there praising him, and they was praising him, talking about he was a great person, and this man sat there and lied to people. If he lied to y'all about that, what the hell else you think these dudes lied to y'all about?
That's what they did. Yeah, they done made a mess.
I'm just saying. Because I asked him straight up. If I ever had an interview with this cat, I said, hey, look, man, you putting out statements and stuff right here talking about, let me say this to you. How are we supposed to trust you when you lied to the American people? Answer that question, sir. I'll wait to see what he said. Oh, well, concede. No, I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuses. Because I'm going to tell you why. If somebody was working for you, underneath you, and they lied to you, you'll fire their ass. It's the truth. I mean, y'all want to know the truth, tell you the truth. Straight up. So he don't get no benefit of no doubt. None of that shit, man. Like I said, dude's a liar, bro. And I don't care what nobody says on record he lied. He lied to the whole country. He lied to the free world. You know what I mean? How can you trust any president that'll get on the mic like he did and lie? Straight up.
Straight up.
He was all, like I said before, he would have, most people would have said, oh man, you know what I'm saying? But then they would have came back, even though he still would have got bullwhipped. They would have came back and said, hey man, he told the truth. He got caught up. Hey, he said, came up, he fessed up. He said, I'm a human being. I made a mistake. Boom. But the fact that he lied under oath.
He know where she at now. Correct.
Man, if somebody like us lie under oath, we going to prison. Think about that shit. If you get called right now before Congress, you go lie under oath, and they find out you lied under oath, man, you going to prison. Yeah. And do you think Bill Clinton's going to pardon you? Do you think he's going to pardon you? And ask yourself that question. Do you think that Bill Clinton is going to pardon you?
Not at all.
And then don't let me read all the allegations against this guy. Because this guy's rap sheet, his allegations are crazy. So then you go to that part. Is all those people lying on you, Bill, that came with all those allegations against you? Oh, I'm just saying, I got a list right here. I have a list right here, Bill. I have a list, Bill Clinton, right? I have a list, right? I have a list right here of every woman, right, that made those type of claims, right, against Bill Clinton. Right? Now, I'm going to name this woman for y'all right now. I'm going to name her. Because his allegations go back, man, his shits go back to the what? His shits go back a long time. Remember Juanita Broderick, y'all? When she accused this man of all-wording him, of all-wording her, in the Little Rock, Arkansas hotel room back in 1978, when he was Arkansas Attorney General, and she went public in 99 during the impeachment proceedings and reiterated the claims in interviews. And that was considered to be one of the most serious.
Hold up, look how deep they went. No, y'all ain't heard me. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Look how deep they went. That man just said 1978. See, don't get it twisted. When I speak about going deep, so deep, put a butt to sleep. Yeah. That's how deep it got. Put mother to sleep. They went back to 78. You know, like that 78 Impala or that 78 Chevy on boat. That 78. Yeah, they went back to 78. That boy was in power in 78 and took advantage of some woman in 78. What are we talking about? See how deep it get? And now he done made a mess. And now 78 then turned into 2025, 2026. Yeah, buddy. So now you got to look at it and say, hey, wow, do it matter for real? Because at the end of the day, Bill Clinton still been here. And they've been protecting this man ever since then. Just like we just read the redacted files about that girl talking about she done got raped. She done did this and did that. And went this and did that and went there and did this. Yeah. Been happening. Ain't nobody did nothing about nothing. So at the end of the day, what we looking at here is saying, hey, it's more to come. It's more going on. It's people like Bill Clinton that's not going to take no for an answer. Why? Because he's the only one being exposed for everything everybody did. But at the end of the day, like you said, Lori, this was awful. And yet we will continue to look into this awfulness until we get some type of justice of moving powers that be out the way. Because why? We're going to keep going deep and keep going deep until we bust out it with all this information and make a mess so that they can't even clean up. That's how much of a mess that needs to be made from going so deep that they can't even clean it up. Because that's how bad it is that Trump, Epstein, and all those that be are guilty for their transactions and for their actions and for reactions that has caused people a lifetime full of hurt, pain, and sorrow that they could never take back. As always, fam, you know what's going on here. This is what we doing. Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Only one way to do it right here with your boy Dilla T and my family here at No Filters. As always, family, I appreciate you pulling up. 9 p.m. making sure that you get your lights on, making sure you got your eyes on, your ears on, and your thinking cap on to make sure that we here to inform, understand, and be aware that if it walk like a duck, talk like a duck, it's quacking like a duck, and we ain't calling it nothing but a duck. It's a reason why we speak of that nature, because again, people see things and they don't call it like it is, but yet we see it and we gonna call it what it may. Truly appreciate you as always, fam, making sure that you and your family being good, making sure that y'all understanding that these holidays is 2025 and the times are changing from what it used to be. As always, fam, as always, a Merry Christmas and a happy holidays to those that understand what's really real, and family and worship and friendship and fellowship, to know that we always here as a No Filters family. As always, family, I truly appreciate y'all on this Christmas Eve in 2025, right here with your boy Dilla T and my family here at No Filters. Don't forget, you see the Cash App, you see the Super Chat, you see the raffles. $5 hoodie raffles, $2 raffles for the t-shirt or the classics, for you to know that always when you come in, you get you something to eat, you get you something to drink, you get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title, family. It's your boy Dilla T and my fam. And this is No Filters. Good night, family. Y'all be safe. God bless.